Now, you know how annoyed I am at these results when it comes to NAPLAN. I think it's a national disgrace, but it's one that should be resulting in urgent action from anyone with any responsibility, from you, the parent, you, the grandparent, all the way through to the Prime Minister. Kevin Donnelly, Dr. Kevin Donnelly, is a man who's been passionate about this issue and has been noticing the decline year in, year out, and he's the Senior Fellow at the Australian Catholic University. He joins us to talk about this now. Dr. Donnelly, today is a disgraceful example of how we are letting our kids down. This should have been met with a greater sense of urgency. It should have been the lead story on every news bulletin all day, but it says something about why we are where we are, about what our reaction is to so many kids falling behind, that no one seems to care. This is the future of our country and it's broken.
You're dead right, Paul, and I wrote a book, Why Our Schools Are Failing, over 19 years ago, if you can believe it, in 2004, where I looked at the results back then, and over 30% of our students, primary and secondary, were failing literacy, numeracy, the basic standards, and now they're arguing, golly, it's a problem. We've just found out this week that, from NAPLAN, that again, 30% are failing. We've known about this for 19 years, and governments, bureaucrats, academics, teacher, training institutions have done nothing to turn it around. So it's really allowed generations of young children, especially boys, to leave school, primary and secondary, illiterate, innumerate. And it's a national disgrace, but I can't see things improving anytime soon.
I don't understand how, after the decades of failure, after the 15 years of NAPLAN decline, after the hundreds of billions of dollars that have gone in, everything from Gonski to post-Gonski, all the rest of it here, none of the people involved in current decision-making work. So in the same way that when a police force is corrupt, you have to go and find somebody from almost outside of the country. That's what the New South Wales Police Force did, remember? They went and found a police officer from the UK to become the commissioner in New South Wales. Why are we not searching for somebody who's running the school system in Singapore or Japan, or even, dare I say, China, to actually get a fistful of dollars, treble their pay, bring them out here? Because this is not unique. This is not a uniquely Australian problem. This is eminently fixable. Kids are kids all over the world. Where is the international expertise that we need to be searching for here? Because the current homegrown has delivered this garbage year in and year out.
They have, and I often use the expression, Dracula's in charge of the blood bank. And it's no good using the same people who got you into the problem to expect that they're going to solve it. So the reality is, education in Australia, the teacher unions, the Australian Education Union, academics, the English Teachers Association, ACARA, the national body, they're all the people who are still being employed who have created the dismal situation we're now in. I've done 4 benchmarking projects looking at overseas countries, federal and state benchmarking projects, trying to identify the characteristics of stronger performing education systems. It's no secret. It's not magic. We know what works. And unfortunately, we've had governments, and I'll have to say Liberal and Labor, state and federal territory, who have really dropped the ball on this. They've dropped the ball. And as I say, Dracula's in charge of the blood bank. Even the current federal minister, Jason Clare, he's actually appointing a lot of the same people who created the problem to try and redress it. So it's a closed shop education in Australia. The British Conservative politician Michael Gove called it the Blob, that science fiction film. It's a blob of like-minded people who are really caught up in their own beliefs, and they won't allow anyone else to question it.